Hey guys, welcome back to another JavaScript tutorial, and in this tutorial I'm going to be talking about object equality, how to check for it, and yeah, that's basically it. So object equality is like pretty self-explanatory. All it really means is are two objects equal to each other, and oops, I've just created this folder in the wrong place. Okay. So yeah, I'm just going to be showing you guys how to check for that in JavaScript and some solutions, because it's not actually as simple as you might think originally. So let's just link in our script.js, which is about to be created. Alright, and yeah. So let's just create an object here. Let's just call it something like, let's say object1, and this is just going to be actually no, let's make it people, because that makes it easier to understand. So person1 can have a name, area, and we can have an age of 100. So this is our first object, and now let's create another object. Let's create person2. Let's just say person2 age is 100. So we want to determine if these two objects are equal to each other, right? So you might be thinking you can just do something like person1 is equal to person2, and that should be it, right? But you'll see this actually gives false, even though these two objects if we change that to they be exactly the same, you'll see it's still going to give us false, and you know that's not what we want. So there's clearly something wrong going on here, and the reason for this is mainly due to how objects work in JavaScript, and you know, some things to do with how they're stored in memory and how the equality operation works. So I'm not going to be getting into that, and I'm going to be showing you guys some solutions. So one possible solution could be to convert them to JSON. So let's have JSON1, and this is just going to be JSON.stringify person1. This is going to be person2, like this. And now you'll see if we check for equality between these two, these should actually give us true. So this might seem like an easy solution. Let's just console.log both of these so you can see them. So you can see they look a bit different, but they're really the same. It's just a bit weird when you add multiple arguments. Let's just do it differently, like this. Okay, so you can see that these are both strings and these are both equal to each other. So if we just stringify both of them, that should be the answer, right? But it might be a bit more complicated than that. So if we were to swap the order of this, these still have the same data, and the keys and the data is all the same. It's just a different order, which doesn't even matter when you're calling it, because it just comes up either way. So that doesn't really matter. But when we stringify it, you'll notice we actually get a different string corresponding, and therefore we get a different equality operation. So this doesn't work either. So there's a few things left we could do. We could manually go through and check. So we could create a function called check person equality, and this is going to take in person1 and person2, and obviously we could just manually go through and check. So let's create a variable for equal, and we'll set this to true by default. Then we'll just go through all the keys of person. So for we can do for key const key in person1, then let's create const person2 value equals person2 key, and we'll just do let's just do what we can do is we can just check if person1 value is not equal to person2 value, then we will set equal to false, and we will break out of here. Then we can just return equal, and you know, this basically is an equality checker. So now it's pretty easy. Let's just console.log check person equality, person1, person2, and you can see we get true. So what I've created here is basically an equality checker for objects. Like you'll see, I know I've made it check person equality, but because we've been generic and we haven't actually referenced any of the keys within this, it's actually pretty easy. Let's just create more objects. So let's just say we have some buildings, so we could have building 1. It's gonna have a height of 50 meters, and it's gonna have a weight. Actually, weight isn't a good answer. Let's think of some of the properties built. Oh, let's have material, and this is going to be built of brick. And we'll have building 2. This is going to have a height of 100. It's going to be made of. Actually, let's just keep it brick, and let's console.log using our new equality function which we've just created. Check equality. Building 1, building 2, and obviously we're going to get a false result because they're not the same. Let's change this back, and now we get true. So yeah, what you can do is you can just take this function, edit it to your needs, or not even your needs, you can just edit this to make it generic. So let's just say check object equality, and we'll just make this object 1, object 2, and we'll just say something like this, and do this, and yeah, you can see what we've just created is a function which now can be used to check equality between objects. So I wouldn't recommend using something like this in production because random data types like dates and things can mess this up, especially for example if you're trying to check 2 dates and you just use a regular equality operation. It's quite similar to objects in that it's not going to work properly. So for production, I'd recommend using some kind of library such as Lodash. Well, I know that the old AngularJS actually has an inbuilt equality operation, so you can use that, but for basic needs, something like this should be good enough. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys in a future tutorial. Bye!